Welcome to another edition of Expert Talks here on Kalkine TV. I'm your host, Sage. And today's guest is Truddy Cheung. She's the head of consulting North Asia at JLL. And JLL are a world leader in real estate services powered by an entrepreneurial spirit. They buy, build, occupy and invest in various assets, including industrial, commercial, retail, residential and hotel real estate. So here to tell us more about the work they do is Truddy Cheung, head of consulting North Asia at JLL. Welcome to the show, Truddy.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We're glad that you could join us today. The construction industry and real estate market are really trending at the moment, perhaps not for the best reasons. We'd love to hear your insights. Could you talk about the current state of the real estate market in North Asia?
Right. Well, we have seen quite a lot of volatile periods in the last 2 years. However, the market has been really active in the last 12 months with a lot of movements. Maybe if I go back to a year ago, back in 2020, when there was a ton of uncertainties and people really stayed put with a lot of decisions and people really shelving a lot of major decisions, business decisions. But then, however, in the last 6 to 12 months, there are many of these decisions being lifted and putting into implementation action plans. So we are really busy with helping with our clients, really creating as well as helping them implement a lot of these future-proofing strategies.
Sounds great, because talking about expectations doesn't always work as well as actually doing and putting in some effort and executing those plans. Thank you, Truddy, for summing that up for us. So given we have had a volatile 2 years, like you just said, with the pandemic era, what kind of occupier trends are you seeing in the last 6 months?
Yeah, well, hybrid is definitely the talk of the town. Everyone talks about hybrid. There's a ton of public announcements from many major organizations. I mean, there's Google saying that everybody can work from home till whenever and whatever. However, that's not stopping them from building bigger facilities. And there are many banks who are saying, well, we are paying for your desk and we still have the office open. If you can go to the restaurant, you surely can come back to the office. So there are many different versions of how employers are, making it easy or not easy for some employees to treat this current environment. However, the last 6 months, in terms of hybrid, we're really seeing that from our own clients, at least we have actually data from our research team, around 50 to 60% of our current clients who are already implementing some version of hybrid. And what we're seeing is that there are actually typical 4 versions of hybrid. So either that the employer would actually create a fixed day strategy for the employees to say, we really need you to be in the office. These are the fixed days. And some employers are saying that we're happy for you to utilize the flexibility. However, we definitely want to see you 3 days a week in the office. And therefore, the office is somewhat still creating a reason for people to interact. There are also companies who say, well, we're happy to just give our employees the complete autonomy. So it's the employee's choice. You're welcome to come back whenever you want. And then actually in those cases, those employees are not really shrinking their space just because the employees are actually working from home. And typically, we've seen a big trend that 2 days is really we favor the 2 days a week, because we see that 2 days is not detrimental to business productivity. And we see that 2 days is what employees welcome to really help them to drive greater work-life balance.
Especially for companies that involve ideation, I think they really like the teams to actually calibrate and be there physically together. They see good results from that. May I ask you how your company operates? Is it in a hybrid structure, or do you have to come into the office?
Yes, so JLL operates completely employee's choice. And usually this is, team by team. And some team leaders prefer that their team is actually on site. So, and then some teams just basically say, make sure that you're always in the office, perhaps for some parts of the week. What we see the trend is that most people are utilizing the office 60% of the time. And if I take myself as an example, I've just had the great opportunity to travel to Sydney and Singapore and then sort of work in those offices as well. And what I have witnessed is very much the same pattern as what we're doing here in Hong Kong, is that the office is never really full. It's around 60-70%. I mean, that is actually quite a good number in terms of utilization already. But what I'm saying is that now the 60% is definitely much higher than, say, 6 months ago, when even the Hong Kong office, because we're going through the fifth wave, we typically had only about 20-30% of people in the office. And so JLL operates completely employee's choice in that sense, and we also help our clients to create strategy or policies that really echo back to their culture and how they would like to foster optimal business opportunity and business productivity is what we really create and focus our conversation in.
Thank you so much for raising that point. I think that's been one of the most salient changes that businesses have had to focus on, coming back to their mission statement and what their actual business objectives are. So true. Thank you so much. So what are the ways that JLL can help occupier clients focus around the future of work in the workplace, please?
Yes, we always emphasize in order to create a future footprint, we first need to look at how the last 2 years have impacted our business and our people. We always say that let's run reflections and use the last 2 years as a way to collect insights and data and understand who we are as a business, who we are as an employer, and also what our people, how they have adopted, these new trends and these new changes. And using that as a way to help us make some decisions for the future. And what we like to say that through these data analytics, we first, number one, is to understand what our people need and what they need in the office, and also what they need when they're not working in the office, and really create the sensible and meaningful enablers for them to be effective and productive wherever they may be. And I mean, at the beginning of COVID, a lot of people say, well, this is like a digital transformation accelerated by nature. However, now 2 years on, technology is really not on the agenda anymore. It's a given enabler. And now we are really tapping into the human well-being, people's well-being, and a lot of organizations. And we are very much big on creating a lot of well-being initiatives to entice people to come back to the office, as well as making sure that we're providing subsidies for our employees when they work from home. They are given a certain subsidies that they can make sure that they have whichever they may see fit to enable them to work productively at home.
That's right. Positive behaviour leads to positive business, and having well-engaged employees definitely is a good sign. Your business will also attract many users engaging with your platform. So as we wind up the discussion now, what are your plans at JLL for the rest of 2022 and beyond?
Yeah, so we're coming up to mid-year 2022, and this is an exciting time for us in Asia. And I mean, we do recognize that different countries in Asia are experiencing and reacting to COVID very differently. Hong Kong and China are still having the zero COVID policy, which is definitely having different impacts to the other countries such as Japan and Seoul, which are more open now. I see myself creating more noise. That is number one, creating more noise internally and externally. We like to just, number one is to really let our clients know what's happening. Often what we get asked to speak to them is, say, if we're speaking to a technology company, they often like to see what are their peers doing. And we like to be able to create more relevant noise for industry-specific references so that our clients, whichever space or whichever pace they are in, they can see what others are doing. They can also use that as a reference point to see, are we, doing the right thing? Not just to follow what everybody else is doing, but also just use that as a reference point to see. Also, a lot of our clients actually like to see the examples, especially around people well-being initiatives and how to treat our people and what sort of policy and programs and engagement programs that would be of interest to entice people to return to the office. In terms of stickers, so for me, as a being part of the consulting practice, we make a lot of noise to make sure that our people, our stakeholders in the FM division, in the leasing division, in the asset management division, they all have access to information and the work that we're doing with our occupier clients, and therefore we all kind of equipped with the right language when we bring the message to our clients.
Thank you so much, Truddy, and best of luck with your goals moving forward.
Thank you so much for your time.
We do appreciate your insights today. And if you just joined us, we had a very interesting discussion with Truddy Cheung. She's the head of consulting in North Asia at JLL. And if you missed any of that interview, you can watch the recording on YouTube via Kalkine Media's channel. And please keep watching for more of these excellent expert talks and market insights. Till the next episode, stay apprised and invest wise with Kalkine Media.